Wild boar went from roughly 2 million individuals in the 80s to over 6 million today in 35 states. There are 2.6 million in Texas, and we have to cull 70% of that every year just to keep it below that number. So we'll talk about that and more wild boar facts while I sketch this little piggy on the market. So let's just turn the page and get started. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Thursday morning. Thursday mornings are special. Thursday mornings are when I pull a toy out of the toy box and I draw it, a random object out of the Random Object Randomogrifier, and I draw it and I talk about it. I actually do this every day at 5:30 in the morning, so you may want to set that notification bell so you don't miss any of them. And today's random object is a wild boar.
Pamela, Rick, and Claudia.
Good morning, Pamela, Rick, and Claudia. So far, the only problems we've had today, knock on wood, are that when I came in here to fire everything up, my microphone was not installed properly. The microphone that I have been using for months with no issue was suddenly not installed properly.
Hey, you need to move your sketchbook to the left.
Okay. And I'm in the dark.
Well,
I think my camera got bumped.
I think it did because you're
I'm under the overlay.
yes. Okay, that's what that's called. Yes. Okay.
So far, the only technical difficulties we've had today. Yeah, I probably bumped my camera when I was trying to hook up my phone yesterday. And yesterday, on the phone, we didn't have any sound because I was talking to my mother on the phone at the same time that I was trying to record. You can't have the microphone managing two different sound entries. That was yesterday. We're going to leave yesterday in the past. It doesn't matter. It was in the past. Interesting that phrase would come up. Well, we got Pumbaa here in front of us. Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Oh.
They used to be,
What?
wild boar used to be really bad. My dad loved using cows.
Wild boar. The really funny thing about wild boars is the same species as the domestic pig, especially in the Americas, because in the Americas they're not native. The only reason we have wild boar anywhere in the Americas is because the Spaniards brought pigs over for food, and that is the source of the wild boar in the Americas. But it's still Suscrofa. Suscrofa is the genus and species of the wild boar, and it's the same genus and species of the domestic pig. If pigs escape, they will grow longer legs and thicker hair and tusks and all that other cool stuff over time, and eventually merge right back into the wild boar population. The colorations, all of the things that they've been bred for. You know, some pigs have been bred for spots, some pigs have been bred for solid colors, some pigs have been bred for finer hair. All of that goes away if they make it out into the wild. Now, it won't necessarily go away for that individual. Good morning, Joe. It won't necessarily go away for that individual quickly, but it will go away within a generation because they are still the same species. my grandfather was at one time the third largest hog farmer in the state of Oklahoma. And we always had pigs around. Always had pigs around. My parents used to go on dates by hauling pigs to Oklahoma City to the stockyard for my grandfather. My grandfather would give my dad $5 to take the pigs up there, and they'd take the pigs up there and sneak around the corner and go get a hamburger and see a movie on $5. And Dad would try to give my grandfather back his change. Crazy times. But that was long ago and far away. I haven't been near a pig in probably 15 years. I don't miss it. I can tell you I don't miss it. I remember my dad coming in Saturday morning saying, "Come on, son, we're gonna go work the hogs." I was like, "Dad, I don't want to go work the hogs." "Oh, son, you don't have to go work the hogs. You get to go work the hogs."
Claudia is going shopping with her parents, so she's leaving.
Oh, Claudia, thanks for stopping by. And Joe, I'm sorry if I didn't say hi. Thanks for stopping by, Claudia.
No, Claudia, I said bye. I did. I'm frozen.
My mom says her chat's frozen, so she's not able to say goodbye, Claudia. But I can say it. Thanks for stopping by. Have fun with your folks. Yeah, I gotta say, Joe, I don't miss hogs. You worked at Parker Pig Farms? Oh wow, what a small world. I wonder if is it the same Parker?
Surely not.
What was his name, Mom?
Give me a second.
His wife was,
Barry.
huh?
Barry was his last name.
No, it's Parker.
Oh, that was Wayne Parker.
Wayne.
But he didn't own it. His wife Belle worked there.
Wayne Parker. Okay, so Wayne Parker didn't own the park. Didn't own the.
That was Barry.
Okay, so it's a different farm. Sorry. Some very good friends of ours, the Parkers. His wife unfortunately fell and got trampled by the hogs. She succumbed to the gases in the pen. All right, that's enough pencil marks. They have armor plating under their skin. They have a really thick hide. They have really thick hide, and they have a big cartilage plate, 12 inches by 14 inches by and about 2 inches thick, right here in their shoulders. And their teeth sharpen themselves. Their upper tusks are called whetters, 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 and their lower tusks are called cutters. And every time they open and close their mouth, their upper tusks sharpen their lower tusks. We used to have a philosophy when we were working hogs, because sometimes working hogs can be quite straining on a relationship. And the philosophy was, what happens in the hog pen stays in the hog pen. What is said in the hog pen is only for the hog pen. And if you've ever worked hogs, you know full well why. can be quite maddening when you're trying to get them to go in one direction and they just don't want to do it. My dad loved, according to him, my dad loved working the animals. He's in the chat. Maybe he'll tell us about it. Yacht is out of Mississippi. What are we talking about? Pam and I watch YouTube broadcast called the Yacht Show with David Ellis. He traps these delightful little creatures. Yeah, the population of these in Texas is about 2.6 million. And we have to cull. There's no hunting season. You can kill as many of these as you want every year. There's no hunting season for these things. These are one of the few animals they will let you use automatic weapons out of a helicopter to hunt. There are guys who organize. They have 50 caliber automatic rifles mounted in helicopters, and they will take you out. They will take you out into the wilderness, and they will run these things down across the field and just let you shoot them wild. There is no limit on how many hogs you can kill. 2.6 million in the state, and they cull almost 70%. Oh, my mother's having a reboot. Okay, they cull almost 70% of them every year, and it doesn't damage it. We still have 2.6 million the next year. They breed that fast. They're that prolific. And they're quite gamey and tough when they get old. If you're going to shoot and eat them, you've got to catch them when they're younger. Pigs split off from the rest of the mammals somewhere around 2 million years ago during the Pleistocene. In Southeast Asia, and quickly took over most of Europe and Africa, and then were domesticated twice, once in the Far East and once in the Near East. At both at about around 9,000 years ago. The archaeological evidence suggests it's about 9,000 years ago when we were domesticating everything else. But that domestication, in dogs, when we domesticated dogs have a distinct difference from wolves. The temperament is different, the look is different. And when dogs go feral, when dogs are released into the wild, they become like dingoes. They're never really wolves again. They're something else. Dingoes are not wolves, but they're not really domestic dogs either. House cats, same thing. They become something else. There is an example of cattle that have been feral cattle that have been left to their own devices in the wild, and that's the Texas Longhorn. They've been left to their own devices for a very long time and have developed kind of their own subspecies. But hogs never differentiated from their ancestry. If you release them back into the wild, they will still interbreed freely with the wild populations. A wild boar can get into a hog pen and freely breed with the sows in your hog pen. This is my favorite part of the process. I probably never told you guys this. This is, without a doubt, my favorite part of the process. This is the part where it stops being just a bunch of squiggly lines and becomes a three-dimensional object on the page. And I loves it. Are you back?
I think.
We missed you.
Thanks. I miss being there. Miss all the good stuff.
I don't think you missed anything.
I think my little laptop must go to laptop. Good heavens. A sows can have anywhere from 6 to 13 piglets
Yeah.
each breeding, and they Pamela thinks 3 times a year.
Yeah.
The sows can be bred as young as 1 month old.
Yeah, and the fact that the weather is so nice in Texas that they can do it multiple times a year. You know, in their natural habitat, most animals only have a breeding season because the conditions are just right. But there's a wet season in Africa. There's a wet season. There's no wet season in Texas. Well, I mean, there is a wet season in Texas, but there's always water.
Just as they breed like mice.
Yes, these are one of the few megafauna that are not. These are one of the few megafauna that are not endangered in any way. Most megafauna have such. Megafauna refers to any animal that's over 100 pounds, and it's usually meant to refer to animals that developed during the Pleistocene that have been around for a few million years. And most megafauna have died off or are dying off. Think of mammoths. When you think of megafauna, think of mammoths and mastodons and giant tree and the giant ground sloths of South America. Those are megafauna that have died off. Saber-toothed cats, the North American lion. These are megafauna that have died off. But hogs are one of the few megafauna that are thriving, absolutely thriving in today's environment. Let me dry this real quick so I can move on to some color. Dancing. We talked about tapirs a few weeks ago, and one of the things about tapirs is their babies are striped like watermelon, even have kind of a little red coloration. And an interesting thing about the wild boar is they have the exact same thing. Their babies have a striped coloration like a watermelon, and it makes them where they can hide better on the forest floor from predation when they're young. It makes them hard to distinguish in the striped sunlight. But it is interesting to me that that little bit of convergent evolution there, and it could be convergent evolution or it could be revergent evolution, where it was a trait that belonged in the species millions of years ago that reemerged in out of necessity because tapirs and pigs differentiated some 200 million years ago.
And this is a group that stays together are called sounders.
Sounders, exactly right. A group of hogs are called sounders. I wonder why. I knew that, but it's because they make.
Wild hogs or all hogs?
I don't know. We didn't call them sounders. I never heard them called sounders as domesticated hogs. I've always heard sounders for wild hogs, but I've never heard domesticated hogs called sounders.
Hey, Joe has two sides, so he's as well.
Joe, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, I've never heard domesticated hogs called sounders. I've only
It's an old English hunting term.
I've only ever heard it applied to wild hogs.
That would make sense if it's an old English hunting term for it to be just for the wild. Kings ones are called shoals.
I don't remember calling them. We didn't call them a herd of hogs either. What did we call them?
Can't repeat it.
That was good. That was good.
They always have their head on the wrong end when you're trying to get it to go somewhere.
That was good. Started off with a little vermilion because all of the shiny patches on here are not white. They shouldn't be white. I have to remind myself I'm drawing a toy. I'm not drawing an actual hog. And as much as I want to add hog details, the hog details are just not there. It's still a toy. It's still a toy. But my dad said
Yes, a pen of hogs.
a pen of hogs.
Romantic times. Much as I dislike wild boars, you're doing a really good job.
Thank you. All right. Let me dry that and then we'll ink it. We're running out of time today. So yeah, Pamela called them a pen of hogs also, and yeah, that's what we were talking about. Pamela, is that they're in the pen in the domesticated hogs. Um, that's what we were trying to say. Is I never heard them called sounders in the pen. The feral hogs here in Texas is causing estimated $2 billion worth of damage annually, and it doesn't usually happen. But was it last year that the lady was killed by the wild hog? She was charged and bitten by the wild hogs, and then trampled and eaten. That doesn't happen often. It's very rare. We are not hog food, but it does happen. They're very dangerous. If you fall down in a hog pen, it is life threatening. Because the hogs will trample and eat you.
Shades of Criminal Minds.
Oh yeah. Bones. I've seen lots of episodes of the detective stories where we find out that the body was tossed in with the pigs. I don't like watching those things with my wife and oldest daughter, because they'll tell me all the ways they would have done it better. You know, a wood chipper would have prevented that from being discovered. Oh my God, wife! If you'd have started with the wood chipper, there wouldn't have been any remains big enough to be seen. My dear wife, stop.
That you were talking about in 2023.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, she was foraging for food.
Doesn't seem like it was that long ago.
I don't know what the wood chipper is. There's two big hearts.
Yeah, we know that from having to dispose of Ashland's old boyfriends.
Oh my.
I'm just teasing for anybody who's watching. I would never ever admit to.
Ours were too. Pamela says her hogs were very, very domestic. She would get in the pen with him when she was just around 7.
I used to get in the pen with him when I was a kid. You know, Granny would bottle feed him. But the pen that I got into only had 4 or 5, not the pen with 200 or 300. And there's a property that Grandpa leased by the feed store that we owned, where these guys will wallow in the mud to cool off because they can't sweat, so they have to wallow in the mud to cool off, and they wallow in the mud year round and leave their scent all around when they do, because in the winter they cover themselves in the mud for warmth to block the wind, and in the summer they coat themselves in wet mud to stay cool, and they do it all year long. And it has been easily, what, 20 years since we've owned any hogs, and longer than that, and those wallows those hog wallows are still there. if you drive by the property, you can still see the divots in the ground where the hogs wallowed. Today is the 5th of March. On that note, there's buffalo wallows all around Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, because the herds of buffalo were so huge. When they would come through, they would stop and they would wallow in the grass, and they would carve out. There were so many of them, they would carve out divots, and those divots are still visible too. And that's been hundreds of years. That's been almost 200 years since the herds were that big. And the buffalo wallows are still there, but the hog wallows from Grandpa's pigs are still there, because I look and point. I point them out every time we drive by. Okay. Good morning, good drifter. So let's see here. That is my version of it, based on the photograph. Let's see what it looks like compared to my perspective. He's hard to see because he's dark. He's so dark colored. The plastic is such a dark plastic. It's hard to see the details in the photograph. But there he is from my perspective.
It's well done.
Thanks, Rick. Pamela said well done, not Rick. Thanks, Pamela. Tomorrow, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow is Friday. That's crazy talk. Tomorrow can't be Friday. Let's see what we have tomorrow. The suspense. The suspense is what kills you. Oh, it's my spirit animal. It's my spirit animal. It's a three-toed sloth. These guys hang upside down so much in their life that their fur actually grows backwards, so that they have the seam on the back. Their hair splits on their bellies, and they have the seam of hair on their back. They spend their whole life hanging upside down in trees, and they only come down once a day to poop. We'll talk about that and more fun three-toed sloth facts tomorrow while I sketch this little hanger on. And you'll want to be sure. We'll do that at 5:30 a.m. Texas time tomorrow. You'll want to be sure and set your notification bell for that. That's my spirit animal. Can't be doing too much. Got to be, and don't want to spend too much energy doing it. That's my spirit animal. So much so that my good friend Jamie Lynn, artist poet girl, got me where did it go? Got me a tree sloth. I have kept this thing here forever, and now I want to show it to you, and I can't find it. I have kept it right here forever, and now it's not here because I want to show it to you. My very good friend Jamie Lynn found this and brought it to me, and of course I can't find it. I'll have it by tomorrow. I promise. I'll show it off. But if you've never watched Artist Poet Girl, she's a hoot. She's an absolute hoot. And she gave me a tree sloth because I said it was my spirit animal one time. She brought it to me. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. I look forward to it every day when I get to art with my besties. Pamela, Rick, Gaming with Just Joe, who's already left us. Claudia, who's already left us. Ood Drifter, thanks for stopping by. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I do look forward to it every day. It holds me accountable to my art practice, and is often the only art I get to do in a day. So be sure and tune in tomorrow. Same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel. Yes, Pamela, I do still talk to APG. And then we dance. We dance until somebody says they see me dancing. Because when they see me dancing, it means the lag has caught up with the stream, and I won't be cut off mid-sentence. It gives you a chance to click the clicky thingies this way if you're on the horizontal, or this way if you're on the vertical. And it gives everybody a chance to say their hellos and goodbyes and asking